Those are mustard seeds. Has anyone heard the phrase, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains? Heard a wise person say that? Y'all know I'm gonna need feedback, right? Please. But yeah, personally, that phrase is very cliche. But the concept of that the concept concerning the growth of that seed is what sticks out. Regarding life, you will never know your true potential unless you plant the right seeds, allow them to grow, and provide them time to flourish. Now, who am I? You guys already know who I am. He introduced me. I'm Konnie Wells. I did study at Western Illinois University, Spanish, political science, African American studies, and African diaspora. I'm now here at A&M studying systems and material engineering. So, I want each and every one of you guys to know that regardless of who you are or where you come from, you never have to remain in that state. If we plant the right seeds in life, allow them time to grow, they will blossom in our favor, in your favor. And I promise you, today I will say every word with confidence because this is my story to share and hope I'm helping you. I will begin with a writing that I wrote. A tree is not grown, it doesn't grow overnight. It begins as a seed. You guys see the small seeds, right? It's a seed. Have you guys ever saw a mustard seed tree? How big this tree can grow? You guys never saw it? Well, this small seed can turn into something very, very beautiful. Now, every seed must experience a growth process. And regardless of what type of care this seed receives, it's going to age. It's going to age regardless. Now, what determines the health of that seed is the care provided by the caregiver. The caregiver, in this scenario, we will call the grower. The grower must be committed in assisting the seed to blossom into whatever the seed is meant to be. Therefore, the grower must educate him or herself enough to properly assist this seed in reaching its full potential. In this process, the grower must commit time and energy. How many of us like accountability? Woo. Don't lie. None of us do, right? But this grower must be held accountable for how much time, like the whole process. It can't give up before the seed actually flourishes. We are all college students. We as college students are all seeds breeding seeds. And I ain't talking about kids. I'm talking about seeds, like our decisions. We have control, like while we're away at college, we have control over how much time we spend studying, whether or not we go to class, am I right? Because you don't really have to go to class. But who we hang out with and how much time we spend around certain people. We have control over our decisions now. Mainly, we have control over how we spend our money. Whether we blow our money or spend it wisely? If you guys can visualize with me, okay, we're walking to class, and let's say it's a warm day, and we feel a breeze blowing against our face for a split second. We'll never feel that same wind again, I think. But as the wind is blowing, we feel other breezes. But we'll never get the same wind again. We'll never get that same wind again. But with our money, we have a choice as to whether we allow our money to grow or whether we blow our money, just like that wind in which we felt in our face. Give me a minute, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. But yeah, let's say if we were given $1,000, and I'm going to ask for audience participation. I'm going to ask for you guys to give some input. If you guys were given $1,000, what would you do? Like, what are some of the things you would go buy? Honestly. Some food? Jordan. Hey, Jordans?
Stock.
Huh?
Stock.
Stock?
Yeah.
Smart.
Invest in a better car.
A better car. Okay. Thank you for your participation. I really appreciate that. Well, when I was younger, I'm not going to say how old I am, but when I was younger, when I was around you guys' age, I was a sneakerhead. I love J's. I used to love shoes. I had to look good. On the outside, I had to look good, and I had to smell good with Versace perfume. I spent a lot of money on to look good. That was the outside. But I had to realize that this was all very much temporary. I never, before buying new items, I never considered the rate of depreciation. I never considered if I spend money on these J's, what else can they get me? So, I'll tell you a story. One day, I spent $150 on some Jordan. Spent $150 on some J's, I bought them, wore them to school the next day. I was just like, I didn't really like them. I didn't like them, they weren't comfortable. So I took them back to the store. I put them in the box, took them back to the store. Who knows the moral of the story? I couldn't return them. They saw how much dirt was at the bottom of the shoes. It was very little. But they were like, they've been worn. They're not refundable. So I was just out of luck. I thought I was going to get my $150 back, but I was just like, nah. As soon as I left the store, the J's, all they did was sit in my closet, collect dust, and they just sat and looked pretty, regardless of how much time passed by. So, I'm saying this to say, the average American throws away 65 pounds of clothing per year. And also, they purchase 8 pairs of shoes every year. That's the average American. The average American. Statistically speaking, blacks are the most fashion conscious of all racial and ethnic groups. 34% of black consumers would like to stay up to date with the latest fashion trends, as opposed to 28% of Asians, 27% of Hispanics, and 25% of whites. Secondly, regarding home ownership, less than 1/3 of minority groups own a home. And lastly, 63% of Americans, in a survey done, 63%, it was found that 63% of Americans did not have enough for a $500 emergency. That's shocking, isn't it? A little bit. It's a little bit shocking. Therefore, the idea then surfaces: do we really need all these shoes? Do we need all these things that's just sitting in our closet collecting dust? Do we really need it? and I began to assess the why behind everything. Now we must remember that the lifespan of any dollar that we have, is solely dependent upon our actions. Now, what we do with that dollar, remember we're going to either blow the money or grow the money. So, okay, but as we're assessing the why, we see that the more we're taught something, the more we do it. And the more you do something, the more it becomes reinforced, thus becoming a habit. So with this cycle of steadily buying shoes, it's like we're taught to do this. We see others doing this, so we're going to do it. It's reinforced. And we're going to continue to do it. It's a habit. It's our habit. Because when I looked at my closet, I saw not only one pair of Jordans there, I saw a whole slew of Jordans just sitting there, collecting dust that I don't even wear Jordans anymore. So that means I just wasted a whole bunch of money. If we all collectively look at our closets, and how many of us can say that we wasted a lot of money on some J's? For real? Well, it's not all of us, but a lot of us can. So I won't generalize. But that $1,000 that we have in our pocket, if I were to give you guys $1,000, that feels good, doesn't it? The feeling, it feels good. You know? Rayford, what would you do with $1,000?
What I do?
Yeah.
I probably just dress clothes like ties, and I love ties, so I would probably buy like hopeful ties. But like right now, I don't even wear ties like that, but I can't wear them all at once. I got a closet full of just ties that I don't know.
Better yet, how would you feel with $1,000 in your pocket?
Feel pretty good. Pay some bills, bro.
You're gonna feel good. You're gonna blow through that money, right?
Probably less than a day.
All right. We must. The feeling at the time may feel good, but in our minds, if you realize this is a bad habit, you gotta reverse our habits. We must train our minds to be better than what we were taught to do. Now, us as college students, we're having fun here, right? Everybody's having fun at A&M. So, college will either be your greatest achievement or your biggest regret in life. Because when you leave, you're going to see a big bill. A lot of you haven't crossed that line, but when you get out, you're going to see a bill. Right or wrong, though? You're going to see a bill. So it's either going to be your greatest asset or your biggest regret. How many of us enjoyed the homecoming? For real? You enjoy homecoming? Everybody enjoy homecoming?
Yeah.
How many of us enjoy college parties? We enjoy hanging out with friends that we have now, you know?
Yeah.
But the time that we spend now, what we do now, it will shape our future. Who we hang around with, like regarding our success. Like who we hang around, how much time we spend hanging around that person, all that stuff matters. We must remember that. Whoever heard the phrase, you are what you eat? Okay. To take that phrase a step further, we are seeds breeding seeds. We are what we breed. What we put into the seed matters. How much time we spend tending to those seeds, how like the type of nutrients we feed the seed before it sprouts, the type of soil we plant that seed on, and how much sunlight we provide that seed before it sprouts. That all matters. We must take into account all those factors. The survival of the seed is solely dependent upon our actions before it sprouts. Our actions and our decisions that we make now, it actually matters. What we do now will have an impact on our future. How can we make our money grow? Anyone? I heard somebody say stocks earlier.
Oh yeah. Investing in stocks.
Okay, that's actually
You
very
gotta
awesome.
study. You gotta study the stock, so you can't just be, purchasing stock that you don't know where the money's at. If they're, making more money or making less money, whatever.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
studying trends.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes?
I have to see them.
Okay. You say you got a piggy bank too, right? He said stocks. There's a difference between saving and investing. Saving is your money just sitting there without growing. Investing is your money growing, right?
Correct.
It's growing. But yeah. How I can relate. Yeah, that's how we make our money grow. How can I relate? Okay. How can I relate? I am a 26-year-old person. I'm an individual. I'm 26 years old. In college, I blew my money. Like I would get money that I've never really seen before. So I just blew it. Nobody taught me how to spend money. Nobody taught me how to invest. I would just blow money and not taking into account where I came from. My family had experienced eviction. All we've known was move from place to place to place. But I got frustrated. I was getting frustrated with it, like staying in that same mentality, moving from place to place to place. Therefore, I was wondering why I was walking around so frustrated. We must remember that our emotions, what we feel, it provides data to us. It will provide valid information for us to learn from. So I'm here walking on campus, and I was like, this is what I should do. As a 24-year-old, I had purchased a home outright, but the method in which I used to purchase the house was to aggressively save $1,000 every month for 5 months. I bought a house for about $5,800. Purchased it outright. I mean, I owned it. I had no rent. I had no mortgage. But the thing is, I bought it for my parents, so they wouldn't have to pay rent or mortgage anymore. But the thing is behind that, when I get out, you know how we all get out, like I said earlier, we're all going to have a big bill because we're going to college, we're paying for college, we're going to school on the loan. How I can pay that back is the money that I put into the house. I can pay it's an investment. The house that I have is an investment. It's a fixer-upper. But the thing is, when I get out, like when I'm done with school, all I have to do is sell the house. That's like $60,000, $70,000 equity on top of what I had purchased the house for. Just ways like that, investing. How can you grow your money? You purchase something for very little, build on it, sell it for more. That's investing. And I want each and every one of you guys to know that regardless of who you are or where you come from, whether it be lack or wealth, you never have to remain where you are or in that state. You must thrive and grab hold of your seed and make your money grow. May your gardens flourish. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming.